same win streak, you're also snapping Yale's same win streak. Obviously, this is a very busy night on Ivy competition, Princeton Brown baseball. How good does this win just feel?
Well, they're so big right now. We'll get into this. We want to. The goal is the Ivy League championship. And the place we put us in to start the season, obviously no room for error. So when you get chances to play now, there's only 3 games left. You just got to do the old, it's a cliche, but it's one game at a time. And for us, it's been one practice at a time. I think we have improved because we really every day come to work and figure out ways for all of us to get better.
Hey, Coach, how does it feel to
Why don't we take care of Jordan here first? He's going to go if we could. I'm sorry.
Hey, take questions for Jordan.
Hey, Jordan, how does it feel to be in a game like this where it came down to the final shot?
These are the moments that all basketball players live for. All athletes, all competitors across all sports. And I can't say how proud I am of this team and the growth that we've showed. We kept our boys there. Seemed like things weren't going our way for a little bit, but we battened down the hatches and we got the job done. It was a lot of fun to be out there.
Especially in the process of knocking off Yale's winning streak as well.
Oh, really? Oh, that's even better. That's even better.
Jordan, can you talk a little bit about the importance of you hitting some of those late free throws to keep that lead going into the stretch?
Yeah, when in a game like that, things get really chippy at the end, right? Sometimes frustration can get to us, and free throw shooting for our team since I've been here hasn't always been one of our strengths. But Coach makes us work on it in practice every single day, and it happened to be me that shot the free throws. And thankfully I made them, but any one of us would have been able to make those free throws in that situation.
Jordan, you're up by 2. Obviously, you're going to get one last shot. Yale's going to get another shot. Want to go up, season lead. What was going through your mind that final play?
Just be yourself. Get it done. That moment isn't anything new to me across the spectrum of my entire career. And more than that, all of my teammates believed in me. Every single one of them was telling me, yo, go win us the game. And when I have that type of confidence coming from my guys who I see fighting out there tooth and nail with me, it just means the world.
How does it feel to be in one of these type of games knowing only the top 4 teams in the Ivy make the Ivy tournament?
That's always really important to us. Making that tournament and then getting a chance to go on to play in the NCAA tournament is always our goal. And we just try to take it one game at a time. It's great to be in the top 4, but right now we're just focused on beating Brown tomorrow.
Coach sort of alluded to it a little bit before, but this was obviously not a very high score contest. A couple weeks ago, or a week ago, you had the 85 whatever game it was against Cornell. How does it sort of feel and confidence-wise for this team to come out here with a really defensive win? What does that feel like?
I think it's great because if you watch Yale play, that's kind of their scheme, right? They try to be tougher and more physical and throw the first punch, and we knew that coming in. And it was just about us responding and trying to throw our own punches back at them. And I think that we did a really good job. So it just shows that, whatever we put our minds to and focus on, we're capable of doing, and we can play with anybody.
Jordan, when you were, had to go sit out early in the first half with the 2 quick fouls, what was going through your mind when you were sitting on the bench there?
I can't wait to get back in the game. I know that all of my teammates are really talented individuals as well, but I kind of feel like I'm doing them a disservice when I'm not out there on the court, being able to help them, right? I see them fighting so hard, working their butts off to win. I want to be there with them, I don't want the easy way out. So I was just upset that I couldn't be there fighting with them, and I knew that once I got back in, I wasn't going to mess it up again.
We still play them a lot. In some ways, probably end up being more of the minutes. Because we can't afford to have them off the floor that long, so we just say, play with 2 fouls.
Any more questions for Jordan? Okay, Jordan, you're
Thanks, guys.
Good job, Jordan.
Questions for Coach Donnie?
Hey, Coach, how does it feel to be in a game like this? Does it help prepare you guys knowing the next 3 games will determine where your seeding is for the Ivy tournament?
Well, I think more than that, I've been in this league so long, it's a 14-game tournament in itself. And that's what we want to do. We're going to hang a banner for winning the 14-game league championship. The focus isn't even on that. I'm telling you, since the pandemic took us out a year and a half essentially, and we were so young last year, I just feel now we have a sense of what it takes to win. And it starts with how well we practice, coming each day and figuring out that part of it. Now we defend at a pretty high level consistently. We rebound, and we play smart. We're tough and smart. I think it's finally clicking in with all these guys who, we had no 4-year players. We had 3 3-year players. Everyone else is a 2-year on their second Ivy season. I think right now you're finally seeing that growth come out and playing games.
Coach George Smith was on the floor pretty much the whole clutch time. What does that say about his growth and development as the season
Well,
on?
I think we missed him when he had the nose surgery, and then he broke his nose again. I think it's taken him a while to get in the rhythm, but I think it's pretty apparent. He brings so much rebounding, shot making, guards their best player. And he just has that, the real mental toughness that I think in this league you need to win. I've always felt when George is out there, we're in good hands in terms of competing at a very high level.
Are you going to use this as a morale boost after beating Yale?
No, not really. But this is about Brown tomorrow night. But this weekend's not a success if we don't come prepared. And that's why I tell these guys, unfortunately in this league, you really can't. If we lost this game, I'd be saying the same thing. Somehow we got to put this into bed. In 15 minutes from now, we're going to go watch film. And we're going to rest and hydrate and come back tomorrow morning and figure out the best plan for Brown. And this game really doesn't matter as of right now.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about any defensive adjustments that were made at halftime for Yale to go from shooting 50% from 3 to only making 1 3 in the second half?
What I would say is that was almost an outlier half for them. They don't take a lot of threes, at least in our league. I thought we were tentative on closeouts, in particular Polakaitis and Mahoney, and they got some ones that really I didn't think we should give up. So I just said, do everything we worked on all week. They're going to drive it. That's what they do. They score in the paint. Let's compete. I thought we did that. And it's not and the threes weren't there, so that's their read. And then they either Jarvis and Kelly Poston, Polakaitis, Mahoney. And unfortunately, Nolan's one of the best scorers in our league, and he goes down with an ankle injury because he's a player that plays inside. I thought that was the key all week. And at the end of the day, us keeping them out of the paint and making them take hard shots down the stretch, I thought that was the key.
Coach, was there an extra level of excitement, amongst the guys and the staff with this being a national TV game?
I don't know. With kids, the guys, I'm sure they were excited. I love the pleasure. We had a good students showing for the equity night here and the black T-shirts, and I love when that Polish felt like that tonight. And this is why we recruit them. We tell them about these things, and then to experience it with your students' body. It's that's why they go play college basketball. I thought tonight, whether it was on TV or not, I thought that was an electric atmosphere.
What is your message to your team after going through a hard-fought game like this tonight and then try to transition to tomorrow night?
It's just if we won or lost in this league, you just don't have the luxury of really thinking about it, good or bad. So we're going to go watch film, we're going to hydrate and get themselves going. We've done this in the past where we've lost, and we did it when we won. We got to figure out a way to make sure we're prepared for Brown.
Did the referees give an explanation about the no goaltending call late in the second half?
I think they thought the ball did not hit the rim. I thought it did, but that's what it did. So you say it?
Probably
I thought that was, I have to look at it again, but if the ball's up and it hits the rim and someone's grabbing it, basically shaking it so it doesn't. It wasn't, I can't tell you honestly if it was definitely goaltending. I just thought it was at the time.
Coach, do you think that the technical foul call on Spinoza provided your team any extra spark of energy? Or?
Well, I'm disappointed. There's some controversy on what Nick exactly said. But that's the first player that's got the technical in our program in years. I'm disappointed, honestly. Whether it fires you up or not, I don't look at that stuff. We gotta be under control and maintain your poise. And Nick let it get to him. I'd rather us put it behind us and go compete on the next possession without all the histrionics that obviously that ref thought.
All right, any more questions for Coach? Go ahead, Miles.
Jordan, I saw, I want to say mid second half, his left leg, he looked a little dinged up. Are you gonna maybe put less usage on him next game, back to back?
I don't think so. And then, that's just a comment on Jordan. I thought he really, like the numbers aren't like his normal crazy. I thought that was one of his best games of the year. The kid, Mbang, is a great defender. And he fouled him out. And like he was made it really hard. Yet Jordan kept fighting through it, got himself to the foul line. And losing Mbang down the stretch for them is a big piece of their game. I thought just his mental toughness and where it's at in this point in his career, to me it's way better than it was last year, the beginning of this year, and down the stretch he's just been really mentally tough.
Okay, thanks guys.